Hello and welcome to another edition of an English Guy Watching Wrestling. I'm the English Guy, I'm Nick. Thank you so much for clicking on another video, I really do appreciate it. And this one, we're going to be covering the 27th of April 2021 edition of AEW Dark, and it was a good show. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. The opening matchup was the Acclaimed making a return to AEW Dark after Anthony Bones' injury against Fuego del Sol and D3. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I really like the Acclaim as a tag team. I think they're very, very good. And Fuego del Sol yet to pick up his first win in AEW. I feel so bad about that because I love Fuego del Sol. I've said it many, many times. And D3 is very entertaining too. But the Acclaimed making a return, I think, was a great thing to see because I've said it before. Such an entertaining tag team. Great tag team, shall we say? And of course, Anthony Bones making his return after a short injury, but it hasn't missed a step one bit at all, and that's so good to see. And it was a quick match, but I think a matchup that was the right call, even though Fuego del Sol, I just wanted to get his first win in AEW because I love him. But I think them getting the win was the right call, and I think the Acclaim to Fame, the top rope elbow drop, is such a good name for a finisher. It's a simplistic move, elbow drop off the top rope, but the Acclaim to Fame is a great name for it. So the win for the Acclaim was the right call, I think. So great to see them back as a tag team soon. So thumbs up for that. We also had Matt and Mike Seidel, the Seidel Brothers, versus David, Ali, and Aaron Fry. Now, the Seidel Brothers, since I've watched them as a tag team in AEW, have just been fantastic. I think they're great. And of course, I've said it before and I'll say again, Matt Seidel is one of my favourite wrestlers for many years now. I think he's great. And his brother is really starting to grow me too. For a guy who got into the business after his brother, his younger brother, shall we say, they just clicked so well. Of course, they are brothers, that does help. But they just click so well in the unique tag team offense because Matt Seidel is very innovative with some of the stuff he does and has been for a while. And they proved it in this match. And even though it wasn't the shortest match, it was a superb match, full stop, because of the Seidel brothers' tag team offense. They've been showing some more stuff lately, and I'm all for that. And I enjoyed this one too. And definite thumbs up to all four men for producing a fun match. Even the Seidel brothers was winning was the right call. I do love their double meteor off the top rope. I think that's so cool. You don't see many tag teams do that. So really enjoyed that. So thumbs up to everybody involved in this one. And we had Andrew Palace. Now these are not in order, I will say this. So we had also on the card Andrew Palace versus Dante Martin. Now of course, Dante Martin, one half of Top Flight, one of my favourite tag team wrestling right now. I just think they're insane. Of course, his brother Darius is on the shelf of injury. But Dante Martin is getting more and more singles opportunities in AEW, and I thought this was a good match, to be fair. And Andrew Palace kind of playing the heel role, even though he tried to shake his hand beforehand, was the right call because I think Dante Martin has just got such potential, and he's been given a chance to show it. And I'm so pleased to see that because Dante Martin right now, I think, has the best 450 in wrestling right now. It's just ridiculously good. And this was a good match, and some of the unique offense from Dante Martin, this was absolutely incredible. A springboard from the bottom rope into a drop kick forward was just insane. I think, wow, this guy is so good. But it's Dante Martin by now. I've learned to appreciate just how good he is. And even for such a young age, he's got such potential to go all the way up to the top. And hopefully him and his brother do, because I think they've got such a great future ahead of them. And of course, another win for Dante Martin, and a very well deserved win, because I think he's just been excellent to watch recently. And definite thumbs up for that. So, well done. We also had in the card. Duke Davis and Gannon Jones versus the Varsity Blondes. Now, I've said it before, if there's not a more babyface tag team, shall we say, in AEW, I don't know who they are, then it's the Varsity Blondes. The Varsity Blondes, of course, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. have been great to watch. And I've said it before, they've been showing more tag team continuity as of late. I mean, they were good before, but they've been showing more unique tag team moves, more chemistry together, and it's showing. It really is. And I think another victory is the right call for them. They're starting to climb up the rankings. I think they're nearly at the top. They're not number one ranked tag team 20. That is SCU. But I think these guys will continue to shine and shine and shine. And a win at 4 minutes 37 seconds and a well-deserved win because I think the Varsity Blondes are going to continue on a roll. And I definitely wouldn't mind seeing them against the Young Bucks one day for the belts. I think it'd be really good stuff. So definite thumbs up to all four men involved for actually a fun tag match. We also had Brian Cage versus Marty Castillo. Is that correct? Only making his AEW debut, and very rarely do you see Brian Cage against a man equal in size, and Marty was. To be fair, and I'll give credit where it's due, Marty gave Brian Cage a run for his money in this match, and this is how you make a good debut because when you've got someone who, I mean, if you've ever seen Brian Cage, you know he's built like a tank. No other way to say it. Him and Will Hobbs are both built like a tank. But then so is Marty Cassis, and he proved it in this match. Obviously, Brian Cage so used to being the powerhouse against his opponents, not here. Even though he did show some power against Marty, Marty showed some power against him too. So when you've got that kind of like hoss fight, shall we say, as some wrestlers commentators would say, it's going to work, and this worked very well. I enjoyed this match. This was probably one of the matches tonight, and a good, strong showing for his debut for Marty, and definitely one to watch. I think if he makes his return, it's going to be cool to see because, like I said, there's not many big guys like him in AEW right now, apart from perhaps obviously Brian Cage and Will Hobbs. But man alive, did he show some really good stuff in this match? Brian Cage did win with a drill claw, but Marty lost nothing in his AEW debut, shall we say. He showed some real promise, and I enjoyed this. It was a good match, one I did not expect, but as I said, sometimes that happens in wrestling. You like to see a strong showing from somebody you've never seen before. I've never seen Marty Cassis before, and I enjoyed it. But he impressed me, so definite thumbs up for this one. So well done. We also had Lady Hersh versus Renee Michelle, and of course, Lady Hersh I rate very, very highly. Of course, this is probably I think the newest signing still to AEW, if memory serves correctly, but. Her versus Renee Michelle making a return to AEW after not too long was fun. It was a fun squash match, I would say. And Lady Hersh, she is one of the best wrestlers in AEW, full stop, I think. And she proved it here. And some good wrestling, counter wrestling against Renee Michelle. Short as it was, another well-deserved win for Lady Hersh with their unique armbar. So, thumbs up. We also had Lance Archer versus a very unfortunate Jake St. Patrick, and I'll say why, unfortunate. Lance Archer, if you've ever seen him, you know for a fact, he is the murder hawk. He's a monster, no other way to say it. And boy, did he batter Jake St. Patrick in this match. And not intentionally. I could see how I've seen Lance Archer matches many times. He doesn't intentionally hurt his opponents that I've seen ever. But Jake St. Patrick sold it like a champ. No other way to say it. And I enjoyed this match too. Lance Archer getting the win after a pretty brutal match from him against Jake St. Patrick. I mean, Lance Archer is the Murdoch monster, but he was even more so in this match. He battered poor Jake St. Patrick. Really hard hits. But sometimes, to establish that domination is the right thing, and I think that's exactly what we got here. So, thumbs up for both, and a special thumbs up for Jake St. Patrick for taking a brutal beating in this match. So there you go. We also had Diamante versus Rachel Rose making an AEW debut. Now Diamante has pretty much become a permanent fixture in AEW Dark and AEW Dark Elevation these days, and I'm all for it because I think Diamante is superb. I think she's got the opportunity to rise more and more as time goes on. I think she's great. She's going to have a lot of opportunities to shine even more in AEW. And her versus Thunder Rosa next week on AEW. No, it's Thunder Rosa. Lady Hersh. I'm pretty sure it's Lady Hersh next week on AEW Dark Elevation. It's going to be great fun to watch. And it was a fun match, to be fair. And I enjoyed this one. So, thumbs up to both women this one. And good win for Diamante. Well deserved one. My phone's decided to be weird. Okay, then we also had Lee Johnson versus Will All Day, and I really enjoyed this. Lee Johnson making his return to AEW after a little while. I think he's been injured because as the match was going on, you could see he had tape on his back against Will All Day, and this was even though it was only 3 minutes and 22 seconds, this was a very, very good back and forth match between two guys who just worked well together. I mean, similar in size, build, athleticism, strength. They worked very well. So definite thumbs up to both men. Even though it was only a short match with Lee Johnson winning, this was good. would have liked to see it gone longer because I think they had potential to produce a superb match. But these two men, in the short time they had, produced a superb match. Great back and forth, no real clear cut offense until Lee Johnson started to get to stride and then picked up the win. But Will they lost nothing in this match, I think. And Lee Johnson, great to see him back because I rate Lee Johnson. So thumbs up to both men for producing a short but very, very good match. We had Penelope Ford versus Ashley Dante. The M Boys. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. I do, but that's how it's spelled. So bad about producing pronouncing names. Sorry. Penelope Ford winning a very short squash match, and I think obviously her getting a victory after being away from AEW television for a little bit, not long, was the right call. And her fisherman suplex is just ludicrous. And it's great to see her back in AEW. So and it's her to see Kip alongside her. So thumbs up for her back for return and thumbs up overall. We also had Colt Cabana versus Cole Carter, and Colt Cabana is one of the most reliable wrestlers in AEW. If you've ever seen him, I've seen him many years, from wrestling for many years. Always entertaining to watch. And he winning in 1 minute and 54 seconds. It was a short match, but it's simply put, it's Colt Cabana. You're going to get nothing but fun, entertainment from him, and decent wrestling, which he's so good at. And he won with not the Chicago Skyline. My apologies. His pinfall, which I forget the name of. I'm so bad at remembering that name. But it was a fun short match. So thumbs up to both of them. We also had Kaiden King versus Danny Jordan, and I'm going to say this was probably, in all honesty, my match of the night, and that's saying something because the main event I enjoyed too, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Kaiden King, as of late, has shown real promise and more potential as this year's gone on. The whole women's division has, to be fair. Kaiden King is amongst them against a returning Danny Jordan, who I haven't seen for a while, but she was superb in this match, to be fair, and so was Kaiden King. It was a real pick-me because it was a back-and-forth exchange, and easily Danny Jordan's best performance to date, and some superb hard-hitting offense in this match. Some very good wrestling, and just a great match overall. Even though it was only 6 minutes and 15 seconds, it was a really worthwhile match to watch every second of it. I enjoyed the performance from both ladies in this match. Very good wrestling, and a win for Kaiden King, but Danny Jordan, lost nothing. She really didn't. And I think this was a superb match, and I really think this was probably Kaiden King's best performance today. Easily Danny Jordan's best performance today. They both put a superb effort into this. Really couldn't fault it. So very, very, very good. So thumbs up to both ladies for producing a superb match. This was great stuff. We also had on the show SCU versus Adrian Alanis and Liam Gray. Of course, SCU undefeated. And if they do lose their next match, they will break up as a tag team. And of course, they are the #1 contenders for the AEW World Tag Team titles. And of course, SCU winning the best melts whatsoever was kind of inevitable. There's some very unique offense from the opponents in them. But of course, SCU, I think it was obvious they were going to win, but it's not much. I love SCU, so I can't fault them. I really don't want them to split as a tag team. I don't. I think it's superb. But thumbs up for this one. We had the main event. We had The Blade and Private Party versus Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, and Negative Satan and Dark Order number 10. Continuing the feud between Matt Hardy family, shall we say, organisation, against obviously Dark Order. And I think everyone in this match just shines so brightly. This was a chaotic 6-man tag match, but sometimes in the kind of feud they've been having calls for it. And it was a good match and really good 6-man offense. And at one point, 3-man versus 1, more than once, actually more than once in this match. And I'm going to say this was just under Kaiden King versus Danny Jordan, this match of the night for me. I really enjoyed it. And I thought this was a very, very good match to top off what was a very good episode of AEW Dark. And I said this was chaotic, but chaotic in a good way. Sometimes you like to see that kind of thing happen. This was no exception. So thumbs up to all 6 men for producing a very, very good main event. And I enjoyed this one. Chaotic, but was fun. And Dark Order winning, I think, was the right call because the wins between both factions, so really trying to do apologize, has been great. So it's been even, shall we say, and I'm enjoying it. So definitely thumbs up for that. And with that being said, that is it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. I will see everybody very, very soon. But until that time, take care, everyone.